You have on the back? All right. So we're pausing again for a second. Anybody else would like to read from their book? Anyone? Anyone? Okay.
We can have fun talking about how much, which, since we both were talking about publishing, how much fun is it when you have to educate the writers on getting out and marketing?
What they would like to do is just write the book.
Do you want to go up front and go ahead and have that chat?
Yeah, we can do that. Come on out.
Sure.
Yeah, so back again. Yes. No, but it's true. We were going to talk about how much fun it is we have when we have writers. They like writing. We understand this.
Right.
You're a writer. That's your job. What is the problem with they don't get the promotion?
Right. Well, I think part of it is that, like, when actors do a movie, they have to sign something saying that they'll go on a press junket afterwards. But for the most part, I think actors are extroverts.
Right.
And so, you can't imagine Denzel Washington saying, no, I don't want to go on TV afterwards. He's already on TV, right?
Right.
But writers really like to be by themselves in a room, just with their jelly beans and their little laptop. And so they're having to pull this other persona out of their pack. And so, because people always say, well, actors will get, are used to promoting their films.
Right.
But that's a skill set that's built into that art form. Whereas I think that for writers, it isn't always a skill set. And that's why one of the things I like that you were saying before is you were talking about all the other ways you can promote a book. Because I always think if you wanted to promote a book without using as much FaceTime with people, you could do what you were talking about, which was writing for blogs.
Right.
So you're talking a lot about like doing podcasts and doing blogs. I think those are very effective ways that you can do if appearances are something that are difficult, but you're still gonna have to work.
Now that's the problem. I know that's where they think old school used to, remember when they used to always promote publishers as if the publishers did everything?
Yes.
No, in our good as well, publishers are not doing everything.
Right.
We are, matter of fact, you're paying us to do everything.
Right.
Even if you're going with the big five. I think Random Penguin sounds so much cooler.
Yeah.
But it's true. They actually were taking that out of royalties, but nobody talked about that.
Right.
So everybody just automatically assumed that, oh yeah, you got that she's on Oprah. No, she was not on Oprah. She was booked on Oprah,
Right.
and you had no choice but to go on Oprah because your publisher told you if you don't go on Oprah, we're taking your royalties for the next 10 years.
Right. Well, and you were talking before about advances. So, I mean, like, we'll say that to writers too. It is an advance on royalties. So royalties, when you're with a traditional publisher, are basically 10%. So your book sells for $20, you're getting $2.
Right.
And so if we have a book right now that we ended up giving a $2,500 advance. So we don't give big advances. So that $2,500 though means that basically she'd need to sell a couple thousand copies before she starts getting more checks, right? So her first $1,000 or 1,000 books, we've already paid her for, right? So she sells them and says, "Where's my money?" It's like, you already got it, honey. You know,
that's it.
And of course, you were mentioning before, the agent takes 15% of those royalties. So that whole $2,500 check doesn't even all come to her. The agent takes 15% and she gets the rest of it. And the other thing about advances that's funny is that they come in parts. So often it's a third on signing your contract, a third when the book first comes out, and a third 30 days later.
Yeah.
So if you're getting like $2,500 and the agent took 15%, I mean, basically you're getting enough money for like a weekend in Vegas.
If you live near Vegas.
Yes. Exactly.
But you're right, that's true. Or we should also tell you that when you get paid, if you are the kind of writer that's getting good royalties and you are not getting paid monthly, please don't think that. You get paid by the quarter.
Right. And yeah, we do every 6 months, and a lot of publishers do every 12 months.
Yeah. So you see a check once
Yeah.
a year.
I had a book come out at the University of New Mexico in 2014, and there was one check, and it was 3 months after the book came out. And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Until next year.
Yeah.
Yep, so
Hopefully
we're inspiring you to keep writing though. We're trying to do that.
I actually think that the writing is the fun part, but the other thing is that, I mean, this is just something that we're doing as far as a panel and conversation, but since we're both writers, you often do get paid speaking fees. I always think like, I don't get paid for my writing, but I get paid because I'm a writer. So I'm speaking in Nashville on Monday, and I think I'm making $1,500 for that talk. So you do some talks just because you're excited about it. I was so excited to meet this organization, so I'm very glad I'm here. Yeah, you guys are great. But often you do get paid. for
That's true. We forgot that
talks.
part. Yes.
So
That's also part of promotion, and if you're really good at what you do, kind of like we were talking about the instructor who was teaching grad students.
Right.
He's like, "Hi, I'm not going to be learning social media."
Right.
This is why we recommend colleges.
Right.
Because guess what? Guess where you can find some of the best people in the world to help you promote, and especially if you're the teacher. Everybody wants to make nice with the teacher. Yeah,
you don't understand social media, you need to ask someone younger than you to help out. Your grandchildren, that's what I said to this guy, your grandkids know far more about social media than you do.
Right.
But you want someone that is having fun with it. I mean, after the election, the last election of our current president, I soured on Twitter. So it was interesting to me to hear you say, make Twitter your friend, because I'm sort of anti-Twitter because our commander-in-chief's tweets make me so angry. But she's right. Basically, Twitter is just a social media platform. We may not like what this one guy has to say on it, but it is a way of promoting.
Yeah, and at the end of his career, he's actually going to become a Twitter teacher because nobody tweets like that man.
Yeah.
He tweets way more than any teacher I've ever met in my
Oh
life.
my goodness, you guys!
Well, it's true.
We just got off on a little tangent
But no,
here.
it's true though. But it actually does bring up a good point about tweeting. You really should tweet, and your people should be tweeting at least 8 times a day. For the simple reason, different time zones.
Right.
Your people are going to be awake at different times, so your tweets should be automated.
Right.
So they're hitting that bad boy all day long, because if you live in Brazil or you live in England, you're not going to be getting the tweets that come out, in the middle of our night because it's daytime for you.
Right.
But people in Australia will.
The other thing that is worth saying about Twitter and Facebook and all of this is that if you were a professional, you would set up all of your social media in advance through Hootsuite. And so basically you don't have to say to yourself 8 times a day, I'm going to stop and do this. You set it up 24 to 48 hours at a time. So you sit down maybe once a day or once every 2 days and you plan the next thing. So we have this book coming out this April 1st called Bad Stories. And it's about how America ended up with Trump, and it's by Steve Almond. So we've been tweeting about it, but it's like, I can't have somebody stop what they're doing 8 times a day. We set up the tweets and roll with them. So that way there's a constant, as you say, there has to be a constant flow. Nobody is following somebody on Twitter excitedly if they only tweet every week. That's just not how that social media works.
No, they expect you to tweet. Plus, they'll retweet. Retweeting is a very big way to grow your people. So if they like what you have to say, they're going to tell their friends. Their friends have friends. And the next thing you know, oh, look, you've got 8,000 people following you. And you're just like, what? But it's because you really like what you're doing. Are you
There's
guys
a
done?
question from virtual, and that they said, what kind of tags should we put on tweets?
Oh, the hashtags. Okay, your hashtag should be the name of the author. Should also be the name of the book or something to do with the book if you have a book name that's really long. You also want to put the name of your publisher if it's going out through your publisher or if you have your own publishing house. You want to build that brand, and you always want that brand to come back to you. And you want to be the one associated with whatever it is you're doing. So if you're talking about ghosts, you want to be the ghost guru.
Right.
If you're talking about, political things, you want to be the political party chaser or something. whatever you're talking about has to flow back to your brand always. Your name, the name of the book, or the name of whatever your speciality is.
So with this book I've been talking about, we're doing hashtag bad stories or hashtag Steve Element because we want to keep coming back to this book so that people get excited about this particular book.
Yeah, we are good. And
We're good?
thank you guys so much
Great
for
chatting
giving
with
us
you.
more
Nice
questions.
chatting with you.
From the virtual world we have,
Sorry,
I'm so sorry. I thought I was smaller than that. I think you can
Little
build marketing in
dormouse.
a writing book if you think about the reader from the very beginning of the writer. And I love what Carrie had to say, which is around here somewhere, but I read it, so I'm going to tell you guys. She was saying that when she has to go out and do things, she just imagines that she's a different character and a different person and just goes out and does it that way.